What's up, everyone? And yes, we're continuing with Waifu February, and today we got Harpies. Now, Harpies is a deck I've actually been wanting to do for a while because it's got a lot of cool art, and it's very interesting. And it's one of those older decks like Gravekeepers, Amazonas, stuff like that, that keeps getting support from time to time. But unlike those other decks, Harpies actually gets good support. Not to mention with it being Winged Beast, it just synergizes with Tri-Brigade. So I guess it's kind of like a Harpie Tri-Brigade deck. Without further ado, let's get right into it. First, I run 3 Harpie Channeler. Channeler, you can discard 1 Harpie card, special summon 1 Harpie monster from your deck, and defense position, except Channeler. This is definitely really good. It gives you quick and easy access to the Pet Dragon, Fire Blast, or you can use it to go into the Perfumer to search a spell trap. And it's got an additional effect. To while you control a dragon monster, this card's level becomes 7. Now, it becoming level 7 doesn't really matter too much because it doesn't really ever come up, but it's just something that's there. And additionally, while it's on the field or in the graveyard, its name becomes Harpie Lady. And that's how it is with a lot of the newer Harpie stuff, that they take the name of Harpie Lady, which allows them to synergize with the older Harpie cards. Next, I run 3 Perfumer. Perfumer, if it's normal or special summoned, you can add 1 spell trap from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card Harpie Lady Sisters in its text. Unfortunately, it requires that specifically, so we really only search Elegant Egotist with this. Now, if it said Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters, then we got a lot more we can search with it, but unfortunately, it's Harpie Lady Sisters specific, so the only card we can really add with it is with this Elegant Egotist, which is fine, because Egotist is on once per turn. Next, I run 3 Fearsome Fire Blast. This is definitely the newest of the Harpie cards, and definitely really good with this. It's got a really cool effect to work a special summon this card if you control a level 6 or lower wooden monster, which is almost always going to be the case, whether it be with Harpie or even with Nerval. So you got a lot of things you can do with this. And if this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, you can send 1 Winged Beast monster from your deck to your graveyard. And that is really good, because that basically puts your Tri-Brigade engine into action, because you can send the Nerval, then use the effect of Nerval in grave, to add a Fractal or Karis, depending on what the other cards in your hand are. Also run 3 Harpie Lady. You mainly want it for the Elegant Egotist, since Elegant Egotist just special summons it right from the deck. You don't really use it for much else. I also run the 1 Harpie Lady Sisters. It comes up occasionally, but not as much as I'd like to. Like, honestly, if you want to cut this out for something else, you could. But if you take Sisters and the any level 2, which this works with Karis, because Karis is level 2, that can get you straight into the Cyber/Harpie Lady. Also run the 3 Fractal, 3 Nerval, 2 Karis, and 1 Kit. A pretty standard Tri-Brigade lineup. Fractal. Now, all the Tri-Brigades have effect to where you can banish any number of beasts, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast to special summon a Link monster. But that is Winged Beast, Beast Warrior, or Beast with the same Link rating as what you banish. So let's say you banish 3 Harpies. Then you can summon a Link 3 Beast Warrior, Winged Beast Harpie. Now, Fractal has a really cool effect too. When it's sent to, you can send itself to the graveyard from hand or field to the graveyard to foolish one of your Tri-Brigade monsters. So use Fractal to send the Kit. Kit, when it's sent to the graveyard, is foolish, which you then send the Nerval. Nerval, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Tri-Brigade monster, which sometimes you'd either add Fractal back or the Karis. In Karis, you can discard 1 Beast Warrior, Winged Beast from your hand to special summon it. So overall, the Harpies and Tri-Brigade just work really well together. Moving on to the spells, I run 3 Hysteric Sign. Hysteric Sign is really cool. When it's activated, you can add 1 Elegant Egotist, which is definitely a card you want to have. It's very important for on turn 3, because basically you're going to set up like your board going turn 1, you're going to set up your board to take care of your opponent's plays. Then on turn 3, you're going to easy one-shot them. So having as many Elegant Egotists as possible is definitely going to be helpful and especially crucial. Now, Sign, if it's in the graveyard, You can add up to 3 Harpie cards with different names from each other from both your deck, from your deck to your hand. So that's definitely really cool. It comes up occasionally. Like honestly, if you have the Ancient Warriors Double Dragons, you can send the sign, which will just trigger sign. So that's really good. Of course, as I mentioned, I run 3 Elegant Egotists. If you control a Harpie Lady, or if Harpie Lady is on the field, you special summon 1 Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters from your hand or deck. Now, this is not a once per turn, so if you have all 3, then you can use all 3. Also run Harpies Feather Rest. Target 3 Harpie Lady monsters and or Harpie Lady Sisters in your graveyard. Shuffle them to your deck, then draw 1 card. And if you control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster, when this card was activated, draw 2 instead. Also run the 1 Harpies Feather Duster. It's Harpies. Also run the 1 Double or Nothing. Yeah, the goal of this deck is to put up a pretty good board turn 1, which is very easily. Usually you'll end on the Cyber Slash Harpie Lady, or Revolt, and maybe a 3 negate Apollosis. So we're always going to have negates for our opponent's turn. Obviously, if we open the Feather Storm, then our opponent's not going to be able to kill us almost under any scenario. Unless they're playing a strategy that does not revolve around monsters like at all, like I say, like Runic, for example. But even Runics play sprites. So turn 2, or not turn 2, or turn 3, you want to have that Double or Nothing play open, so you can essentially just one-shot your opponent. Because if you don't know what the Double or Nothing combo does, essentially you go into the Double or Nothing, or not the Utopia Double, use the effect of Double to add Double or Nothing from your deck to your hand. Then you can summon the Utopia on top of the Utopia Double, and it will, basically, you can get up to 10,000 attack. Yeah, well over 8,000. Also run 3 Ash Blossom Joy of Spring. I should have put this with the monsters, like, it was messed up in the order, but I do run 3 Ash. Also run 3 Harpies Featherstorm. If you control a Wind Wing Beast monster till the end of this turn, negate any monster effect your opponent activates. So it's even better than Skill Drain, because at least Skill Drain you can still activate stuff from hand, grave. Harpie's Featherstorm, it's literally a VFD for the turn. Actually, even better than that. And there have been several instances where people have called for this card to be banned. Currently, right now, it's not really too much of a problem, but I could definitely see why some people would want it banned. Also run the 1 Revolt, which is searchable off of Bearbrum. And also run 3 Infinite Impermanence. Moving on to the extra deck, I run the 1 Cyber Slash Harpie Lady. For this card's Synchro Summon, you can treat 1 Harpie monster you control as a tuner. That is really good. And it's also a really neat way to add synchros to a deck that does not have any tuners. Just make one card a tuner for the summon of that one specific monster. And it's definitely really good with Harpies. Let's say, for example, you got Harpie Lady Sister and Karis. You can just go both those into the Cyber Slash Harpie Lady. And Cyber Slash is definitely actually pretty good as well. When a spell, trap card, or effect is activated, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, or 1 Harpie monster you control, return it to the hand. So it's kind of like the Ancient Warriors Link monster in a way. Of course, as I mentioned, the Utopia Double and the Utopia for the OTK or one-shot on turn 3. Also run 2 Harpie Conductor. The effect really isn't all that important. You more or less just want it as a quick and easy way to get a Harpie onto the field using the Tri-Brigades. Also run the 1 Fairjet. I run 1 Baron Blossom. Unfortunately, I could not find my copy of Baron Blossom. I know I have one, but I just cannot find it. Fairjet, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1, then place 1 card on the bottom. Bearbrum is similar, but instead of you drawing 1, you can search the Tri-Brigade Revolt, then put 1 card on the bottom of your deck. Also run the 1 Tri-Brigade Rugal. I only summon it because it's a Link 3. So on my turn 3, I can let's say summon Fractal, use the effect of Fractal, banish 3, summon Rugal, then I can just go straight into Access Code with that. So if my Utopia Double play doesn't work, then at least I have Access Code. Also got the Shureg. This card, when a Beast Warrior or Winged Beast is summoned, banish the card on the field. Also run the 1 Almirage, in case we open a dead hand and all we see is Kit, which does happen to me sometimes. Also run the Desperate Doom Eagle. Kind of run it in the same reason as the Civil Shell, as Rugal. I also run the double Dragon Lords. Double Dragon Lords has a quick effect to resend one card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Start one face-up card your opponent controls, return to the hand. And it works really well with the Hysteric Sign, because we do want that to be sent to the graveyard. I also run one blocker. Blocker is kind of like the 15th card. Like if you want to take something else out, like maybe add an extra copy of Ferret or something else, I'd take out the blocker. It's nice, but I couldn't really find a 15 card that was really like you really want to run with this deck. I also run the one Apollosa and the one Axis Kotalker to help close games out. That's it for my Harpie ladies, or that's it for my Harpies. So what do you think of Harpies? I think it's a pretty good deck, and this deck actually can make up pretty good board. So I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.